Pozole verde is one of the most nutritious Mexican soups you can make this winter. It's also incredibly flavorful and satisfying. This recipe is packed with iron, antioxidants, fiber, and so much more. And as you can see, it contains about 6 different types of vegetables that you blend into the broth, as well as a few more that are used as toppings like cabbage and onion. We've got our cilantro, garlic, tomatillos, onion, peppers, salt, and spinach, because no one's gonna know. How would they know? I use jackfruit as a meat substitute, but I typically use shredded tofu and a mix of mushrooms. Whichever way you decide to make it, just focus on adding more plants, because food can be delicious and nutritious. Healthy pumpkin cake that's gluten-free, dairy-free, and super yummy. This pastelito has 10 ingredients and can be ready in 30 minutes. The main ingredients are oats, plant milk, pumpkin puree, almond or cashew butter, agave, baking powder, and some spices. All you gotta do is blend all the ingredients together. Optional but highly recommended is some pumpkin cream cheese filling. And now it's time to pour that wholesome batter into a ramekin and bake or air fry. This recipe makes 1 large ramekin or 3 small ones. So save this recipe and enjoy it for breakfast or dessert. You pick. As a Mexican-American registered dietitian, my goal is to help you eat delicious, nutrient-dense food while caring for your physical and mental health. I'll never tell you to stop eating something you enjoy. Instead, I can show you what to add to make it more balanced. And no, tortillas are not the enemy. Anyone should be able to enjoy satisfying meals regardless of their dietary restrictions and health history. And Mexican food can be one of the most nourishing cuisines on this planet. And I can show you step-by-step in my ebook, Healthy Simple Mexican Recipes. This ebook contains all the recipes listed in the caption, along with a nutrition guide to help you balance your meals with protein, the right amount of carbs, and lots of fiber. Carbs are not bad. They're just really misunderstood. And yes, you can still eat tortillas. You can eat them every day if you wanted to. Let me show you how. There are 3 different types of carbohydrates: fiber, simple carbohydrates, and complex. Step number 1 is to choose high fiber carbs, such as whole grains like whole wheat bread and corn tortillas. The next step is to make sure that you're pairing them with protein and vegetables, which will help your blood sugar stay nice and stable. So there's 3 things to keep in mind: type of carb, what you pair it with, and portions. If you want to learn more about portions and learn more about nutrition in general and get a free ebook, follow me on Instagram and subscribe, because I'm doing a full nutrition session on all the basics of nutrition. That's at Healthy Simple Yum on Instagram. Stay tuned for part 2. Whoever said that eating plant-based on a budget wasn't possible didn't do their research properly. Save this recipe to make the most creamy beans with only $3 and 3 ingredients. My favorite beans are called frijoles peruanos, Peruvian beans, also known as mayocoba beans. They have a mild flavor and creamy buttery texture. They're also known for being easier to digest, causing overall less gas and bloating. Frijoles de la olla are perfect for comforting dishes like soups, tacos, refried beans, and so much more. The perfect low-effort appetizer for entertaining. But first, let's go to Target to grab some of Deep Indian Kitchen's chickpea masala samosas. They pair so well with salsa matcha hummus. It's not traditional, but it's creamy, spicy, tangy, and incredibly addicting. First up, roast some garlic for that perfect homemade hummus. I promise it's a million times better than store-bought, and it's super easy to make. I mean, just look at that texture. I can spread hummus for hours. And now let's make the magic happen. Take the salsa matcha and spread it generously on top of the hummus. Next, add mango for sweetness, cilantro. You can also add chutney if you like. Did I mention that the samosas are packed with protein, iron, and flavor? Leave it to this foodie dietitian to give you the most delicious and nutritious food pairings. Full recipe in the caption below. Let me show you how I get 25 grams of protein in a fully plant-based meal using my FitnessPal Premium. And yes, you can have pasta. The key is to balance it out with fiber and protein to keep your blood sugar stable. Just by adding nutritional yeast to the sauce, I got an extra 5 grams of protein. The key is to focus on what to add, not what to restrict. I also got a whopping 12 grams of fiber from the avocado and veggies I added. And as someone with a history of an eating disorder, I don't track calories, but I intuitively use my FitnessPal to make sure I get enough protein and fiber every day. This pasta is so delicious cold, which makes it great for meal prep. It's also great for a family barbecue, potluck, or take it on a picnic and enjoy it with the beautiful view just like we did. No soy ni de aquí ni de allá is a Spanish saying that translates to not from here nor from there, and it describes how it felt to be first-generation Mexican-American. Too Mexican for Americans and too American for Mexicans. And as I got older, I realized that that should have never been the focus. It's simply how they made us feel for being different, but instead we should have focused on how we can do both. Speak both Spanish and English. Eat sandwiches and frijoles de la olla. Listen to both Tim McGraw and Vicente Fernandez. Wear Abercrombie & Fitch and Chivas de Guadalajara merch. But most importantly, I'm able to represent the Latino community and help them access nutrition education from someone that understands our culture. So yeah, somos de aquí y de allá, and that's something to be so proud of. Corundas are a type of pre-Hispanic tamal from the region of Mexico that my family is from. They were invented by the Purepecha, which is a group of indigenous people from the state of Michoacan. Originally made with lard, but vegetable shortening is a great alternative. My tias always make them for me when I visit, but this time they sent them home with my mom. They like to mix in a lot of veggies in, like zucchini and carrot. And they mentioned they couldn't taste the difference between the lard and the vegetable shortening. Let me know if you want the recipe. Es que me sube el colesterol, mi amorcito me sube el colesterol. Es que me sube el colesterol, mamacita me sube el colesterol. Es que me sube el colesterol, mi chaparrita me sube el colesterol. Es que me sube el colesterol, mi pechuguita me sube el colesterol. Y con cariño, lo de Navales.